Well, good evening to you, the Sniffle Screw. The Sniffle Squad. God, I had a great intro and I already fucked it up. I think I might have the disease. It affects old people, right? My mind is already going. I was going to say Sniffle Squad and Flu Crew, and he came out Sniffle Screw. Well, I guess we're all screwed because we're going to have the sniffles. I've been watching this for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks now. I think everybody's been kind of paying attention to it. It's on a whole nother level. I mean, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. A lot going on. We got a J curve taking effect right now, chat. Looks like a population explosion, but the population is sick, dying people. Somebody had made this little graph and it's already outdated, but it gives you a good idea of what you're looking at. Look at that. There's SARS. Look at SARS limping along. Oh, isn't that adorable? Oh, SARS, you're so cute. Look at you. Oh my God. Somebody take a picture. Let's put it in a photo album. SARS, look, they think they're a big boy now. There's that coronavirus. That's Corona-chan. Look at that shit. Straight the fuck up. There's no brakes on this train. She's going full speed ahead. All right, SARS took its lazy ass 8 months to get to where it was going. MERS, don't even bring it up. Took a year to get like 100 people. It took forever. And both of them, MERS and SARS, only killed 800 or so people apiece. But our little NCOV, our Wu flu, I'm sorry, a Wu flu, already has, well, according to this chart, the numbers will be updated, but tens of thousands of people infected, and we're getting that death count, that's starting to roll now. Every day the update's coming in, it's 50 or more people dying. Spreading around the world, getting out there, spreading her wings and flying like the little bat-infested disease she is. Now, this is bad news for the world, of course, we're all gonna die. But it's great news if you're into Bitcoin. A man sneezes in China, and now everybody's getting a goddamn Lambo. Since the start of this epidemic, it's nothing but there's no ceiling on this baby. All right, it's time to invest. Altcoin, gold, and silver straight through the fucking roof. See this? This is presented by Jimco. This is really high-end financial analysis. I pinpointed the exact moment that a man sneezed in China. So you can see the growth potential here. It's a rocket to the moon. All right, we're going to Jupiter, baby. All right, it's past the moon. Fuck the moon. Jupiter, here we come. I predict by next month, a single Bitcoin is going to be worth $20 trillion. Don't quote me on that. Now, sad news for you out there that are hoping that this pandemic, I'm calling it a pandemic because other people now are finally calling it a fucking pandemic. Let's look at the new tally. What does the big board say on how fucked the world is? Well, 17,386 confirmed cases, 362 fatalities. You know, the last stream I did, we were in the 7,000 infected. It's been 3-4 days, and we're at 17,000 infected. It just won't stop. You know, and even this background map, this little background picture that I'm using, I wanted to try to give myself a visualization of kind of where the worst areas were. You know, using John Hopkins, using BNO as sources because they cite the official numbers to give me an idea of what provinces were the most fucked. So you have Hubei, which is in the middle, which is now over by itself, that one province, that's where Wuhan is. Over 11,000 infected, just in Hubei. Then you have Henan, Hunan, Guangdong, and Zhengdao. I don't know how to pronounce any of this shit. But those are the 5 ones that have the highest infection rate. Those are the 5 ones that have the most critical and severe cases. You want to see something interesting? You know, the whole idea of, was it this biological laboratory? Did that play some kind of role? The virology lab, the university lab? There's been a lot of speculation and articles coming from all sorts of different media sources saying, did this play a role? Is this a biological weapon that got loose intentionally or unintentionally? Well, if Hubei is the area that this is located, then we should expect to see the numbers growing, you know, out in a radius from there. Well, we see it goes directly above and below, and it's going a little to the right. Well, let's pull up the newest numbers. Let's take a look at the provinces that are the most affected at the moment and see if they correspond or where they are geographically in relation to to Hubei. I think you'll find it educational. So, there we go. Hubei province, 11,000 cases. Zhejiang, of course, Guangdong, Henan, and Hunan. So now we've got Anhui, Jingzhou, and Quangqing. I don't know how to pronounce any of these, but where are they on the map? Oh, what do you know? They're directly surrounding it. It's becoming a little circle. It's going out in a circular pattern of death. Oh, there's been some developments. You know, I've been kind of torn on this is how much am I going to cover it? How much are we going to look at this? Because it seems like every day it just gets catastrophically worse. More and more horrible shit happens. You know, there have been multiple countries that have tried to close their land border and shut off flights. Not as effective as they had hoped it would be. There are already cases in Russia. Mongolia has 2 cases. North Korea quite literally is surrounded by this disease. You've got other nations. I don't know how Laos has been able to survive considering every nation around it is infected, or Bhutan or any of these others, but they're hanging on by a thread. But you have multiple stories coming out of all these different nations on the measures they're going to take to contain this, on top of what China's doing. So it's hard to see how much coverage do you give it, how many days do we stream about it? Wow, I want to take us back a little. So the last few streams, because we talked about the horrible racism our poor Chinese compatriots are facing right now. I'm sure you remember this. Bat Soup Girl, our social media star that decided she wanted to eat bat ass. But this has led to terrible racist attacks. Full on fucking racism, right in the heart of Canada of all places. Ontario School Board warns that coronavirus concerns veer into anti-Chinese racism. Last stream I said that there was going to be a major narrative push, a big media push about how you needed to be accepting of this disease or you're a racist. You have to let them cough on you to prove that you're virtuous. And boy, they have been ramping that shit up. And it's been going on now in the background for a while. So you've got multiple stories coming out. Here's one from Global News. Coronavirus outbreak. You can see the rating on this. Racism against Asian community rises as coronavirus spreads. Oh God, I hope they don't have hurt feelings. Like my hurt immune system from the pathogen that they fucking let loose upon the world. All these bigots out there. We need people to start a media campaign to tell everybody, hey, better be nice. Here's a little sampling from social media and from news articles to give you an idea of the just ridiculous shit that fucking morons are saying. Angry Asian man, the coronavirus is new, but the disease of xenophobia and racism aren't. And as a history has shown, outbreaks of the latter are potentially harder to contain and far more lethal. Now he's saying that with a straight face as 20,000 fucking people are infected. Here's one from Jagmeet Singh, who I think is one of Trudeau's cabinet members, but don't quote me on that. The stories of discrimination coming from Chinese Canadians are heartbreaking. The stigma is based on racism, not facts. Our medical professionals are working hard to keep us safe and fight the coronavirus. Let's not hurt our communities by turning on our friends and neighbors. Few news articles. A new virus stirs up ancient hatred. Xenophobia is a pre-existing condition. How harmful stereotypes and racism are spreading around the coronavirus. Coronavirus. French Asians hit back at racism with, I'm not a virus. I'm not a fucking virus. Oh, really? Coronavirus is really fueling some potent anti-Chinese racism. Huh. And finally, we've got one from Jorge Guajardo. Here's a tip. If you know a Chinese person, do not joke with them about coronavirus. The virus will increase scrutiny and racism towards them. It's not funny, and they should not be put in a position to pretend that it is. Oh, it's not just people on social media. It's not just news articles that are talking about this. There's a full media blitz, like famous Canadian gay guy.
We live in Toronto, where the SARS virus got world-scale attention. That's because the only people who died outside of Asia from that virus were in Canada, and most of them were in Toronto. With only 44 people dying in total in Canada, it had a huge impact on our city. We lost a lot of tourism, we lost millions of dollars, but most importantly, we saw a lot of stigma and racism towards Chinese people. It's important that we do not repeat those racist notions that happened here in Toronto, and we all need to be aware of this when we talk about the current coronavirus. On our social media channels, we have seen lots of people saying things like, this always happens in China, and relating it a lot to the types of foods that Chinese people eat. But it's important to remember that Western food practices are what created mad cow disease, and also Western meat consumption has created a big issue with antibiotic resistance. We need to listen to and trust public health professionals, and we need to not overreact, and we need to not use this as an excuse to be racist.
I'm very expressive with my hands because when this Chinese death flu collapses my lungs, it's the only way I'm going to be able to signal you to put a bullet in me. Let's not forget Trudeau, of course, has to come out. And the background on this is perfect. It fits him to a T.
Now, I know it's been a tough start of the year for many of you. To be frank, headlines over the past weeks have been hard, and I'm sure many of you are worried about loved ones overseas. Just like here today, we need to support each other and stay united. Let me be clear. There is no place in our country for discrimination driven by fear or misinformation. This is not something Canadians will ever stand for. In difficult times, Canadians stick up for each other and lean on each other. We check in on our neighbors and take care of our friends. We stay hopeful about the future and willing to step up to the opportunities ahead. That is who we are, and that is who we will always remain.
Listen to Justin, I love blackface Trudeau tell you not to be racist towards your Asian neighbors. Oh my God, did you guys know that 40 entire Canadians were affected by SARS? And it led to wild racism. So now we need a government campaign and a media campaign to make sure that you don't get freaked out when a Chinese guy coughs near you. Okay, we understand that you can't control yourselves. You're all terrible bigots, right? You're just out to hurt innocent people. You need to be taught to be good. But this bigotry, this seething hatred, this racial discrimination that's in the hearts of all you terrible people out there, you've infused it into your children. But Canada's doing what it can. It's trying to convince everybody right now that everything is safe. You have nothing to worry about. Everybody's totally fine. Ignore the woman in the hazmat suit. She's telling you everything is good. Best country on earth, no deaths. 6 million people have recovered. Everything is just honky-dory over here. Everything in Canada is going to be good. Gotta stop listening to fake news. It's all fucking roses and sunshine. Sure, 17,000 people are infected in the span of 2 weeks. There are nearly 400 dead. The disease is continuing to grow. There are 150, I believe, cases now worldwide. It's picking up its momentum. It starts slow, but it builds, because you never know when somebody's infectious. You have asymptomatic people that spread the disease. You've got recovered people that spread the disease. You've got people that wait to go to the hospital till their temperature's 130, and they've waited 6 days, and they've got everybody else sick. But everything is fine. Though I have to say, maybe it's time China re-examined its PR approach to the world. Maybe they were just taking the piss out of Israel. Why Israel of everybody? I don't know. But I love this fucking headline. China's Israel envoy compares coronavirus travel bans to the Holocaust. Dai Yuming has apologized for his remarks, which were made at the English language press event conference in Tel Aviv. Dai likened the closure of borders to the old days, the old stories that happened in World War II, the Holocaust, the darkest days in human history. Imagine yourself in the heart of Israel, Tel Aviv. And a Chinese man tells you, if you close your airports, you're a bunch of Nazis. That's a hell of a strategy, Cotton. I don't know how that's going to work out. Listen here, Rabbi. All right, my glorious communist government thinks you're the real Nazis here. How dare you close your borders to us? Oh, those are some brass balls. You can hear those Dai Yuming. You can hear those fuckers clanking from across the Atlantic. He gives 0 fucks. It's another Showa. Oh, Dai, what are you doing? You can't say that. This fucking disease. But you gotta remember, it's just a flu, bro. Okay, it's sniffles. All right, we everybody deals with the sniffles. All right, just because people are falling over dead everywhere, just fucking dropping face first, it's just a nap. They're not dead. They're just sleepy. They're really tired. They love communism so much, they give so much energy to it every day. They need to take a rest every once in a while. I know when I celebrate glorious Chinese communism, sometimes I just take a header right into the floor. It's just one of the fucking things that I do. It's a normal practice. Fuck you, don't judge me. So coronavirus is ravaging China right now. 17,000 infected. Could it get any worse? Guess what? Yes, it can. Let's add the bird flu in. A highly pathogenic strain of H5N1 bird flu has been reported in China's Hunan province. You see that little map I made where I said the most infected places of coronavirus, the most serious cases? Directly below Hubei is Hunan. And that's where our fucking bird flu is shown up. Why not? Why not? Why not add the bird flu in on top of the coronavirus? And then there were reports of swine flu and products being shipped from China. So I just trying to sum it up, right? Just trying to get my head around this. Coronavirus nCoV everywhere. 17,000 infected. Suddenly we've got H5N1 bird flu in a province directly below it. And then shipping out of its ports, we've got swine flu. And I thought really long and hard about this. What exactly did the Chinese do to start this shit off? And then it came to me. There was a light from the sky. Jesus said, "Hey Jim, read this. China will rewrite the Bible to reflect socialist values." And the date on that article, December 24th, 2019. China's going to rewrite the Bible. So let me get the timeline on this one straight. China says, "Hey, we're going to rewrite the Bible." And then, like days later, the coronavirus is infecting thousands of people. Bird flu's flying all over the country, and swine flu is all over their food. Did the Chinese government pick a fight with God? Is that what's going on? Are we watching divine wrath be poured out upon the continent? Has the Chinese Communist government finally picked a fight with somebody they shouldn't have? Oh, you're going to rewrite my Bible, are you? Oh, I'm going to give you a case of the sniffles. Just a case of the sniffles. You're not going to be able to get away from it. Oh, it's working out so well for you, bro. that was a good idea. Yeah, let's rewrite the Bible. Whatever. Fuck it. What's the worst that could happen except for total extinction? I almost like this better than all the conspiracy theories. I almost favor this one on top of the viral lab accident theory. They pissed God off enough that here we go. It's Boogaloo time. Holy shit. China, what are you doing? Now, like I said, there's been a push. So you're not racist. You can't be racist about this. You can't make jokes. We shouldn't be making jokes on this stream. You read the articles before. How dare you do that? You privileged pieces of shit. All right, that's pathogen privilege. You're laughing about it because you're healthy right now. You know what you need to do, chat? You just need to fucking die, according to Wired at least. I want to know what sort of human being writes this article. I want to live inside their brain for just a day. We should de-escalate the war on the coronavirus. Fear, finger pointing, militaristic action against the virus are unproductive. We may be better off adjusting to a new normal of periodic outbreaks. They're basically saying it's part and parcel of living in the modern world. You remember that gem of a quote? It's just part and parcel. Listen, people are gonna fucking die from this infectious disease. You need to relax a little bit. Come on. We need to stop fighting it. Just die. Who needs to be healthy? Fuck quarantines, man. It's what the government wants you to do. We need to de-escalate the war on the coronavirus, all right? Fear, finger pointing, and militaristic action are unproductive. I don't know what world this fucking moron lives in, Robert Dingwall. That you think the best solution is just to lay down and die? That's what the article's telling you. This motherfucker is telling you to lay down and die. All right, this war needs to end. The coronavirus, Corona-chan, has done nothing to you. You need to let her sweep across the world and just fucking murder everyone. I mean, that's what Eugene told us, remember? It's just a flu, bro. I think Eugene's having some personal issues right now. I've been shitting on him for a week straight, and I think he's losing his fucking mind at this point because apparently everybody's shitting on him at the moment. Let me just show you what Eugene has been saying and see what you think. This is, of course, a world famous super genius. Eugene, it's just a flu, bro, goo. But if that wasn't enough, I was viciously falsely accused on social media without evidence. And then many doctors on medical Twitter asked me to commit suicide and donate my organs to them. If this is how we treat researchers in America, how can we be prepared to fight epidemics? What the fuck has Eugene done that he got other doctors to basically say, kill yourself and send me your kidneys, you piece of shit? Eugene has been telling people it's just a flu, bro, so much that other doctors now on the internet are telling him just to kill himself. Just to do a flip, Eugene. Do a flip and end yourself. I want your heart and I want your lungs. I'm going to give them to children. Here's another one. Trial by social media allows the nastiest bullies to become judge, jury, and executioner. I'd like to remind you, Eugene Goo is a guy you'd find in every response to a Donald Trump tweet. Donald Trump could tweet about something innocuous. He could say, boy, I like sunny days. And Eugene Goo would be like, why? So you can grab sunny days by the pussy? That's Eugene Goo. And now he's crying because he's being judged on social media and medical doctors are telling him he needs to kill himself. But apparently me telling him it's just a flu, bro, finally broke him. I've been blocked. I'm sorry, I should say my good friend on Twitter has been blocked by Dr. Eugene Goo. No longer allowed to interact with a good doctor, apparently. Now, you may have heard of this super hospital that China's been building. Been working on it for a week. You know, the one with the fucking welded bars over the windows and the doors that lock from the outside? Really classy shit. Now, they've pretty much completed one of them, and they've been showing off some of the accessory features. You know, really high-end stuff. So you've got this slapped-together shitty fucking hospital that's basically held together with duct tape. I'm not shitting you either. Go look at a walkthrough video. But they showed the guard outpost outside of the hospital. Just tell me, chat, we're going to take a second. We're going to play a game. It's, can you spot what's wrong with this picture? Here's the guard outpost directly outside of the hospital. Just take a minute. Take a minute to see what you think. See if you can you zone in on what might be the issue with this particular thing. I'm sure there are a few things that are going to pop out at you. But there's one in particular that is the most amazing shit I've ever seen. In a picture. So we'll see what you think. Guard has to stand inside his little glass house, but that's not what should be catching your eye. It's something else. It's something in there with the guard. Really focus in on it. See if you can see what particular item the guard is carrying with him to control the voluntary patience at the hospital with welded bars over the windows. It's the giant pole arm with the automatic collar catcher on it. You know what, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I want to really highlight this beautiful piece of equipment. You can understand just kind of what we're dealing with here. Let me zoom in and let's talk about some of the feature sets on this bad boy. So you've got an extra long length. That's a good 3 or 4 feet, really. Here's the part that captures around their neck. So when you've got a walker, when you got a runner, somebody's trying to get away from that voluntary hospital, you can attach it directly to their neck like they're a filthy fucking dog that you've caught on the street, and then forcefully drag them back into the hospital. If you look over at the other little contagion cube, he's got one too. It's a fucking neck grabber. Oh, I got me a grabbler for those patients that might flee from our glorious, super healthy hospital. What is going on in China? What is this shit? Oh, I like to wrap it around their throat and then drag them. And I drag them by force back like they're dog. It's not really how a Chinese person would talk, but I like to give them that accent. Makes them feel more real to me. Now, there have been multiple videos that have been released. We've watched some of people having their houses welded shut, having signs put up, of villagers building walls and protecting their communities, of dead bodies piled up in vans, of bodies getting carted out from apartment buildings. Because here's a fun fact, if you don't die in the hospital, you're not counted towards the death toll. So if you die outside the hospital, well, fuck it, we don't know what you died of. So when you see these videos of bodies piled up in vans, when you see people getting pulled out of fucking apartments, not counting towards the death toll. But there have been some people that have gone and tried to at least share information from inside China to show you kind of what's going on, to give you an idea of maybe how bad it really is. Now, this particular gent had a video up that got like 1 million views, but it was in Chinese, and I don't know moon runes. I don't think you do either. So I had to wait for the translated version. Luckily, we've got a few clips here. Let's take a look inside China. And this is a few days old, but it should give you a good idea of the mindset of the people that are filming this shit and kind of what the fuck is going on at their hospitals, their actual hospitals.
我第一次感觉到害怕，你知道吗？就是整个门口放着10几个氧气罐。写着充满氧气的小心，里边长椅上躺的是人，走廊里夹的是床，厕所门口夹的都是床，60-70%的人在吸氧，还有一些人是吸那种戴面罩的高压氧往里打。他如果不是肺炎的话，干嘛用高压氧？当地的那个，我去陪那个病人去看病去嘛。他弟弟跟他一起去的，他说我要不是陪我哥来看病，我绝对不敢上这儿来。就是你怎么敢上这地方来？然后进去之前浑身消毒，出来以后浑身消毒。
Now, one of the important things about this clip is it plays into a lot of, not just speculation, but a lot of what's been coming out of China and people have been saying. So their medical system, it's been claimed, has set up, and the reason there are so many potential cases and they're not diagnosed specifically is because they set up fever clinics. And if you get sick at the fever clinic, you're not diagnosed as having coronavirus, nCoV. You have to be in the hospital. So when he's going to the hospital and looking at it, you got people laying on benches, you've got people in hospital beds, lined up and down the hallway by the bathrooms. 60 to 70% of the people are on oxygen. Forced oxygen masks. You've got entire oxygen tanks lined up against the goddamn wall. You know, later in his video, he walks by a room and there's just a dead dude with no protective covering over him, nothing. Just sitting in a fucking wheelchair. And nobody does anything. There have been multiple reports that bodies are being left up to their families, or they were. We'll get to that in a second. Inside the hospitals, it doesn't look good. There's not a lot of room, and there are a lot of people on some pretty heavy shit of needing full oxygen just to keep going. It's about day 6 to day 10 is when things get really bad. The fever's really high, and you need that oxygen therapy to have a shot at getting past all this shit. But I think this second clip kind of sums up what it's like for him. Because leading up to what you're about to hear, he talks about how the government went and hunted his family down. They found his mom, they found his sister, and they tried to track him down for filming this kind of stuff and putting it up on the internet. So this is his reaction to the communist government.
我是害怕，我前面是病毒，我后边是中国的法律和行政力量。但是我会振作起来，只要我活在这个城市，我会继续做我的报道，我只说我看见的，我听见的。我特别喜欢说一些撂的狠话，对吧？我今天把狠话撂这儿。妈逼，我连死都不怕，我怕你共产党吗？
That dude is straight up terrified. I don't blame him. I'd be scared too, because they're going to strap his ass into a chair Yeah, China's system with their social credit and their police force, it won't be pretty for this dude. And yet he's still out there. He's still doing his shit. He's still showing people what the fuck is happening. Yes, Chad, F for him. But he still had the balls to go out and do it. Fucking terrified of doing it. He's still out there filming it. He's still showing people what the fuck is going on. So I don't want to say F for him because I don't want to. It sucks to think that he's being hunted down, that he's just trying to show people what the fuck is going on. But I want you to remember what this guy looks like in this video and how emotional he is and what other people have been like when they're showing you how bad it is. And compare that to the shit that WHO is saying, the World Health Organization, where the director of WHO gets on his knees and sucks the dick of China at every opportunity, talking about how transparent and how open they are and how good their system is and how they're so thankful for the Chinese government for doing what it's doing. And then you see people like this that are showing you hospitals full of everybody on oxygen, saying people can't get treatment, talking about families starving, talking about being hunted down for putting up videos. He said that his name and his face are banned on Chinese social media like Weibo and WeChat and all that shit. And yet who's out there saying they're being transparent? Are you fucking kidding me? Who is the most bought and paid for globalist organization you will ever fucking run across? Here's another interesting fact. This is, I almost think, I'd almost speculate that the CDC knows this and they intentionally time things in certain ways to force WHO to act a certain way. Yesterday or the day before, WHO was supposed to do a press conference to declare whether this was an international emergency or not. Now, the World Health Organization has been sucking China's dick and downplaying it. First, they said it was a mistake. They said, oh, it's only a moderate threat. Then they said, oh, that's just a fucking typo. It's really a high threat, but it's not an international threat. We're worried about human-to-human transmissions, but it's not an international threat. 30 minutes before that conference was supposed to go on, the CDC decides to release information that it's human-to-human transmissible and that it happened in the United States. WHO then has to push back their press conference by an hour. And what do they say when they do their press conference? Well, first they suck China's dick for an hour, and then they finally come out and say, yes, it is an international health emergency. I get the feeling that other governments in the world, and our government, our health organizations, are all recognizing this as being a much bigger issue than China's letting on, and being a much bigger issue than the World Health Organization is letting on. All right, everybody's closing borders, they're shutting down flights, they're screening fucking everybody, they're putting people in quarantine. The CDC is releasing information that seems to be swaying WHO's decisions, and it's remarkable that they still will go out there and suck China's dick, even when you have people releasing videos clearly fucking terrified that they're going to get arrested by communist government, clearly terrified that they're going to be, disappeared. What the fuck's going to happen to that guy? One day he's not going to make videos anymore, and we're all going to wonder, hey, whatever happened to that Chinese guy that showed us all the fucked up shit? Oh, he's gone. But at least who's there to give China a fucking award for transparency? Spare me that shit. The World Health Organization. What a fucking joke. And that brings me, I think, to the main point of tonight's stream, is when we're talking about the media, when we're talking about social media, Facebook saying they're going to cut down on the spread of fake news and fake information related to the coronavirus. Canada putting out a government-backed PSA campaign to stop your terrible racism against everything that's going on. You can't share it. You can't talk about it. We're going to ban you. We're going to deplatform you. I want to show you just the progression of how this works. I'm going to show you 3 screen caps to show you how full of shit mainstream media is, the Canadian government, the World Health Organization, how fucking retarded these people are. 3 pictures and it's going to prove to you that they're incompetent retards. Here's the first one. This is from January 28th. A man from Wuhan, talking about how serious the situation is, said one crematorium cremated over 20 bodies per day. The government is still covering it up. People don't know much about the real situation. The reason he chose to share audio instead of text is that text can be detected and removed. Now, she's referring to a video that got put up where somebody said they're burning bodies to hide the dead. And when this came out, all these fucking news organizations, all these social media platforms said this is fake news. This is racist, xenophobic, fake bullshit news. On the January 28th, they're talking about crematoriums burning up bodies. Fake news. Not real. Not real at all. So what happens? Fast forward 2 days. China accused of cremating bodies in secret as coronavirus patient numbers spike. So 2 days later, now we have some news organizations not just saying, oh, it's fake news, saying, well, it's a rumor. They're accused of it. We don't have any evidence that they're doing it. They're accused of burning bodies in crematoriums. Now let's fast forward a couple more days. What do you know? An official announcement from the National Health Commission stating bodies of nCoV victims should be cremated and done so immediately. Burials or transfers of the body are not allowed. Funerals are not allowed to avoid the spread of the virus. In 5 days' time, we went from people reporting this from China, being told that it was fake news bullshit, to the media suddenly coming out and saying we've heard rumors that maybe it's true, to the goddamn health commission outright saying we're burning bodies, you're not allowed to have a funeral, you're not allowed to bury anybody. So, I think about that. I think about that shift that took place in the span of a week by these different organizations when I read articles like this. Newsweek, Chinese scientists working on coronavirus claim pets can catch the infection, say owners should monitor for symptoms. Now we've got videos coming out of China. This is the same thing. Videos came out of China of people killing their pets, throwing them off fucking rooftops, putting bullets in their head, and everybody's saying, why are they doing it? It's fake. It's not real. Then a news article started coming out saying, maybe the pets are infected. So are we supposed to wait another 3 or 4 days for China to finally just officially admit that that's what's going on? That your fucking dog and cat can get it? How about the HIV thing? Here's 2 interesting ones, side by side, by the way. Here's one from Forbes. No, the Wuhan coronavirus was not bioengineered to put pieces of HIV into it. Directly above it, Business Insider, a fucking minute later, Thai doctors have been using a cocktail of flu and HIV medications to treat the coronavirus cases, saying that it's highly effective. Boy, that's sure fucking interesting, isn't it? That your coronavirus is getting treated by HIV medications, even though Forbes just told me that can't happen. It's complete bullshit. There was an Indian publication that put out an article saying that there were sequences in the virus that didn't make any sense and looked like they were modified. Maybe it contained portions of HIV, and everybody jumped on them and said it's bullshit. And yet multiple places in China and Thailand and whatever are using HIV medications and they're effective. So what happens when people talk about it? They get banned. Zero Hedge had a Twitter account. They talked about it. They talked about the doctor they think was responsible for the disease. They talked about the HIV angle. They talked about a lot of these rumors, like the crematorium stuff and all the other stuff that have been said that fake news. And they got banned. They got shit kicked off of Twitter because it was considered a violation of Twitter policy. I don't know how that is. I don't know how writing an article is a violation of Twitter policy, but they got kicked off. Here's Fox saying that it was arbitrary and unjustified. Now here, Zero Hedges shot back at the author of the article by digging up some interesting Tumblr blogs about underage boys. I don't know about that. I haven't had a chance to look into it. I'm sure it's fucking wild, but all I know is, boy, these rumors, they start, you get information leaked out of China in video form and audio form and text form. Everybody says fake news. A couple days later, the news media finally saying, we're hearing rumors of it, and then a few days after that, it's official. Funny how that fucking works. Funny how crematoriums weren't real, but now they are. Funny how they weren't burning bodies, but now suddenly they're burning bodies. Because the media decided, well, we played catch up enough. We're going to accept it. Here's another article coming out. I don't know. You tell me how foreboding this is of what's coming. The Pentagon is preparing to house up to 1,000 people at military sites who may need to be quarantined due to the Wuhan coronavirus outbreak. So you have the CDC come out before a WHO press conference to say human-to-human transmission is possible and it's happening in the U.S. And suddenly WHO changes its designation and makes it an international health emergency. Now you've got the Pentagon and the DoD talking about using military sites to quarantine people, and I'm sure that'll start with people coming into the country. Does it stop there? And this isn't the only. We're not the only country doing this. There are other countries that are putting people on military bases. The Indians that came back, along with the Moldovians or whoever they were, quarantined in a military base. I think there were 2 other countries that are doing that. They want you away from population centers. I don't know. I hear a lot of people try to downplay this. And, it's been the just a flu thing, which is finally starting to go away. Now it's you're racist if you talk about it. That'll get blown through eventually. But all I see is this. 17,000 people infected. It's probably going to be 19,800 to 20,000 people by tomorrow. The death toll is still rising. There are more recovered than dead now, but the death percentage is still pretty fucking high. It's spreading around the world. There are new cases in countries every day. It doesn't stop, even with the quarantine. And I think that's an important thing to fucking remember about this. China's under quarantine right now. 60 million people. In certain provinces, there's a law in place that you're only allowed to send out one family member every other day to go get groceries and do things. You're legally required now to wear a face mask or you get arrested. So they're putting stricter and stricter policies in place. And yet, what are we seeing happening? The infection rate is still climbing under quarantine conditions. under military conditions, the infection rate is still increasing. That should scare the shit out of you. It'd be bad enough if that wasn't in place, but the fact that it is in place and people are still getting so goddamn sick, and the numbers are still increasing at the amount they are, should tell you that there's something going on. 60 million people in quarantine, 15 cities locked down, international travel cut off. China is going to have to use, they're dipping into liquidity. $174 billion they're infusing into their economy because of revenue that's been lost. Multiple businesses, internationally based and inside of China, national ones like Tencent, telling employees don't even go to work from home, just don't even show up. People getting welded into their fucking apartments and houses. Guards on street from local community telling you that they're going to shoot you if you come into their fucking town. Wuhan itself has, 28,000 hospital beds? And they're still building emergency hospitals for another 3,600? They can only test 4,000 people a day with their instant test. And if they can only test 4,000 people, and in Hubei they're getting a result of 2,100 infected, that means that every fucking day, half the people they're testing are infected. No country on earth is going to do this to itself if they're not scared because something terrible is going on. They're not going to quarantine 60 million people. They're not going to fuck up their local economy on that scale. They're not going to lose that much goddamn money. They're not going to fuck up international trade and business on this scale. They're not going to have to infuse hundreds of billions of dollars to try to slow down the damage that this is causing. And we're 2 weeks in. How long do you think people can handle it? How long do you think they can stay in their apartments and their houses before they go absolutely batshit crazy? No pun intended. Till they get squirrely. Till cabin fever kicks in. The way China's acting, the things they've implemented, should be the clearest sign to everybody that whatever this really is not a normal coronavirus. Whether it's lab manufactured, whether it's some kind of freak mutation that got out of the lab accidentally or intentionally, whether there's some weird group trying some kind of weird terrorist shit, that J-curve should tell you that there is something fucked up going on, that they're aware that something fucked up is going on, and they are terrified of it. And the actions of other countries should tell you that they're aware that something's going on, and they too are a little fucking freaked out by it. All these people on college campuses, you're the ones that are super fucked. You've got all these foreign students coming in. You just wait. Give it a little bit of time to catch up to you. And you're going to start seeing universities really become ground zero for this shit. And then what do? If you wear a mask to class, you're deemed a racist. You're told that you're a horrible fucking bigot. This is anti-Chinese racism because you don't want to get sick. You don't want to go to a classroom where 30 fucking people are from Hubei. They're directly from Wuhan. They just came back from the Chinese New Year. Oh, they're healthy. Don't worry about it. They're not showing any symptom except, carriers can be asymptomatic. This is some fucked up shit. And I don't understand why there are so many people on social media, why there are people in the press that keep downplaying it and acting like it's not a big deal. If this plateaus, if they can somehow really honest to God contain it, I still stand by 100% that this is a bioweapon that got loose and they're incompetent. Now, I don't know who they were planning on using it on. I don't know what the intended target is, but I'm trying to think of like an equivalent of a fuck up on this scale, and I can't think of one. This would be like in World War II. If instead of dropping the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, if when they were loading them up on the plane, they accidentally took off and then the release lever got pulled and they bombed fucking Las Vegas. Like, that's how stupid the Chinese are. That would be the equivalent of what they've done here. They've unleashed a super plague on their own continent that seems to target Asian people, and it's running wildly out of control. And yet you have the media saying you're racist if you're concerned about it. And other people saying it's just worry about the flu instead. You need to relax. Stop being so paranoid. Stop being so scared. There is some fucked up shit happening currently, and people are downplaying the fuck out of it. Don't believe them. I don't believe the Chinese numbers. Listen, I use the Chinese numbers because that's what we have. Okay? These are the official numbers, and it's still terrifyingly bad. Okay? The official numbers that you're looking at on screen, these are bad enough as they are. But the Chinese don't like to lose face. They lied about shit in the past when it came to pandemics or epidemics. When it came to bad diseases, when it came to shit like bird flu, when it came to shit like SARS, they hid stuff. They tried to downplay it. And I have no doubt that they're doing the exact same fucking thing right now when it comes to this fucking shit. If these are the official numbers, God help us if we ever see the actual real numbers. Because I guarantee you that death toll is way fucking higher. And that infection rate is through the roof. Oh, Jet. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Do you realize? Okay, there are 17,000 people watching right now this stream. That's the amount of people that are infected with this disease. It'd be like if every one of you had Corona Chan. That's the amount of people that are infected. All 17,300 of you are infected with coronavirus. And all of you can transmit. The R rating is what, 4.08? So all 17,000 of you potentially could infect up to 4 other people. Do you see how the number game keeps getting bigger and bigger? There may be some slowdowns and some hitches here and there, but the reason this fucker's on a J curve is because those sick people, the more of them there are, the more they can infect. SARS fucked off to the right because it got lazy. Mears is the NEAT of coronaviruses. So fucking lazy it didn't leave the basement. You got little Corona Chan here. That's the Goku get 'em attitude. This is the college educated one out of the bunch. This is the one that wanted to buy a home and have kids. They had a dream and a future, and they're J-curving their shit straight to the moon. They're gonna spread that disease from here to hell and back. But no, we got Eugene out there. The same Eugene that's being told to do a backflip off a balcony by other doctors, telling everybody it's just the flu, bro. It's just sniffles, man. What are you worried about? It's the flu. All right, I'm Dr. Eugene. People were telling me, and I can't, this is all speculation. These are rumors. I can't verify these, but they were telling me Eugene's got a Wikipedia article, and Eugene beat his ex-wife or something. Like, I don't know what this guy's story is, but apparently medical Twitter hates him. I find it fascinating to think that, like, doctors from other emergency rooms and professional surgeons that put, like 10 years in fucking Harvard are telling this guy to throw himself off a balcony. He's such a cunt. Other doctors just want him to kill himself. Poor Eugene. You need to stop that witch hunt. Trial by social media. Oh my God. Fuck yourself, Eugene. Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you, Eugene. I've heard some people refer to these streams as black pilled. This is happening to me. I'm unapologetic about it. I find it exciting. It's terrifying, but it's exciting to watch this transpire because it's insane. It's insane to think that a superpower like China could potentially lose track of a biological weapon and infect themselves and then potentially doom the world. Like, that's laughable. That's like a plot to a fucking movie Hollywood would come up with, and yet it's taking place in real life. I mean, do you guys realize if you take all of the stories and put them together, the Chinese have found a way to make it so you can give your cat AIDS by sneezing on it. All right, that's what they're doing in their super science laboratories. The Chinese and their military program dedicated enough time to come up with a fucked up enough bioweapon to make sure that when you sneeze on your cat, it gets HIV. Can we? Round of applause. Thinking outside the box. That's next level stuff. All right, that's the big boy approach we need to biological warfare. Let's give cats AIDS by sneezing on them. Just brilliant, China. Really, just knocking it out of the park. Absolutely ridiculous shit. But we shouldn't tease them. By the way, they hate being teased. That is one thing I've noticed. Holy shit, the Chinese have no sense of humor. That's what happens when you're in a lockdown internet. You know, when you're behind the Great Firewall of China, you can't handle banter. The rest of us can. We have to deal with Australians every day of the fucking week. All right, you deal with enough Aussies, you can pretty much deal with anything. But the Chinese have never been exposed to Australian shitposting. And now that this disease is running all over the place, they're having to do damage control and interact with people like Australians. And it's driving them crazy. They have no sense of humor, they can't handle banter, and they freak the fuck out when you laugh at them. And when you tell them they're lying to you, they can't handle that. It like breaks something mentally inside of their head. It's amazing to watch. I had one Chinese shill just flip his shit because I kept talking about the numbers. Couldn't handle it. Even though the sources I use, like Johns Hopkins University or BNO, are getting them directly from China. What clown world shit is this? What are we gonna do? Do you have your bunkers ready? Have you ordered your masks? Are you ready for the apocalypse? Are you all going to go in the woods? You prepared? You got your camo and your hunting rifle and your fishing poles and your provisions? You're ready to go live in the woods for a year? I'd like to remind you all, too, watching, that if this does actually turn into a pandemic and the numbers get really crazy, it's going to take a year for that vaccine to get to you. I see a lot of people talking about their bunkers. Somebody's doing a bunker dance. You have a bunker? Congratulations, you're going to survive. You're going to make it, kid. You're going to survive this. The rest of us, we're all straight fucked. Oh, you love me? Somebody said in chat. Well, thank you. Remember me. Remember me. You know, I will notice one trend that's been taking place over the last 3 to 4 days. It's something you should pay attention to. If you're not following John Hopkins or BNO, like that's the only place really that are pumping out numbers, accurate numbers. I should say the given numbers. But I've noticed that, maybe it's just me, but it seems like a lot of the stuff that was getting posted directly from China is getting wiped off social media, and it's being replaced with a lot of really shitty propaganda videos coming directly from China showing the hospital being made and everybody's happy. It seems like they're really, really tightening down on the information that's getting out now because they just don't want people to deal with it. But, here's our update. That's our update. If you came to the stream to find out how bad things are, they're bad. They're going to be worse tomorrow, and even worse a week after that, and even more worse 2 weeks after that. So there you go. Looking forward to that. There's your forecast. Everything is shit. Dark, cloudy skies. Maybe China shouldn't have rewritten the Bible and the Quran. Maybe they're picking a fight with too many people on that one, because it kind of corresponds to the start of everything going tits up. I don't know. I'm not superstitious really, but that is coincidental time. It's quite a coincidence. It's quite a coincidence. But maybe I'm wrong. You could listen to this nice Chinese lady. Everything's fine. We're all gonna make it, bro. It's just the sniffles.